Clear to close. Clear to close. You are clear to close. Hey everybody, my name is Jessica Dorcey and I'm a real estate agent with Gables and Gates Realty out in Loveland, Colorado. And today is week 11 of my 90-day to homeowner challenge. We only have 2 weeks left. There's only 13 weeks in the challenge and we're on week 11. We're also a quarter of the way through 2021 already. Feels like 2019 was just 2 seconds ago. I'm forgetting about 2020. I'm just putting that aside. We're not going to talk about it. It's the year that must not be named. This week, let's talk about what's happening as we get closer and closer to that closing table. After inspection is done, we are just waiting on that mortgage lender to give us the clear to close. This means that the mortgage underwriter has officially completed all of the paperwork that are going into funding the loan. All that remains now is the actual closing process. Here's what's going to happen while we wait for those magic words, clear to close. One of the things that we're waiting on is the appraisal. The goal of the appraisal is to verify the value of the property for the lender and to also protect you from overpaying. If the appraisal comes in under what you have decided on as the sale price, you're going to be back at the negotiating table. What is happening now is a lot of people are offering what is called appraisal gap coverage. So that means, let's say that a house is listed for $125,000 and you offer $130,000 with $5,000 of appraisal gap coverage. So that means if the appraiser comes back and says this house is only worth $110,000, because you've offered appraisal gap coverage, you're now responsible for that extra $5,000. Because what tends to happen if appraisals come in low, the bank is going to fund your loan based off of what the lowest value is. So if your appraisal is low, your loan is going to be lower, which means you're responsible for the extra money. I do think appraisal gap coverage is a smart move in this market right now. It's still a hot tamale seller's market. And so I think offering a reasonable amount of appraisal gap coverage is a good idea if you can afford it and it's not going to put you in a bad situation financially. The survey is like a sketch of the property, and they want to make sure that there's no encroachments on the property lines. Nowadays, people are not getting surveys just to get them. They're really only going to get them if the lender or the title company requests them. If they request them, buyers, you're going to be responsible for this, so make sure that you add this into your budget when you're starting to look for things, because it can get a little pricey. Title. The title company is going to conduct a title search to make sure that everything is legitimate and lining up. They're also going to be checking for things like unpaid taxes, liens, restrictions, easements, or anything else that could possibly impact your ownership of the property that you're purchasing. Next week is week 12, and we are going to have 2 weeks of closing Q&A where I'm going to go over what exactly to expect at that closing table. See everyone next week.